welcome back to New Zero Land. We are on the Rumatakas again, kind of a deja vu. I'm riding up to my buddy's place to play with some more charger mounting. Basically, the DigiNow charger pan is too popular of a product, so I'm still waiting for that to come, but I can't wait to go on more road trips, so my buddy Patrick made a custom charger mounting plate so that we can get all the wiring and stuff done, since I'm doing those new trick connectors, and I'm making like a little plate on the side of the battery to mount all that stuff, so that by the time the DigiNow pan shows up, it'll be all ready to go. And such a beautiful day on the Rumatakas again. I call this video a deja vu because Zero announced their 2019 models, and they are exactly the same as the 2018 models. Oh no, I'm incorrect. The Zero SR comes in black now. So I think the biggest thing that's bugging me is that people have been posting online the things that they want for the next bikes. You know, what do we want to see? We want to see DC fast charging. We want to see more range, bigger batteries. We want to see fairings for aerodynamicness, better frame, more power. I don't know. That's a lot of us want more power, higher top speed, better suspension, better brakes. Please, Zero, put some Brembos on it or something. The S and the DS got better batteries, but the SR and DSR just got different paints, which is kind of like, what's going on, guys? I realize that Zero probably had a lot of 2018 bikes, and they needed to still sell them, which is fine. You know, you probably made a lot of batteries, so you had to put those batteries in the S and the DS. I understand, but, you know, people have been asking for traction control, too. People have been asking for that for years, because you see so many videos on YouTube of people crashing on demo rides. Zero's going down, coming out of turns, because there's just too much torque and no traction control. People try and ride them like gas bikes, and it just doesn't work. And I know I probably sound super entitled right now. Like, who is this guy with a YouTube channel, thinks he can just make demands? But I feel like I'm definitely not the only one who wants all this stuff. There's people posting online all the time, hey, when are we going to get DC fast charging, or a bigger battery, or more power? Okay, that's usually me posting. So if nobody at Zero is reading those comments online, maybe somebody will randomly click on my video, and I can be the voice for all these people that want these things. And I know this probably sounds really weird to most motorcyclists, because you'd never say, hey Honda, why don't you release blah blah blah, we want this. But Zero is such a community-driven company, and they've always been really good at listening to feedback from riders and putting that stuff into their next bikes. I was kind of disappointed in Energica, because they released the Ego Spot, which is kind of it's just an Ego with black paint, with no bigger battery, same frame, same weight. Unfortunately, it still weighs like 580 pounds, which is like 260 kilos. It's just unbelievably heavy. But they did add traction control, for one, and two, they added the ability to charge up to 80% and stop. One thing that Zero still doesn't have, and the 2019 Zero is using the same onboard chargers that fail on everyone. So when the announcement came a couple days ago, a lot of us were like, okay, well, what's going on? These are the exact same bikes as last year. So for me, this is kind of a deja vu, and I really hope that Zero doesn't take a whole another year to release their next bike. So this, unfortunately, is making me look at other options. What do I have if I want an exciting electric motorcycle in 2019? Let's go through the list, because it's not that long. Energicas are still too heavy. Zeros haven't changed. The Harley Livewire, which is supposed to come out next year, is pretty cool in a few ways. I mean, I'm not in the cruisers. It's not my style at all, but it's really appealing because of the Harley infrastructure. I mean, there are Harley dealerships in New Zealand, which really says a lot. The only problem is, if you try and contact one of those dealers, they'll say, oh, I don't think it's coming out next year. We actually don't have an ETA, maybe 2020. So at the moment, we're just going to have to wait. And then there's Alta Motors, which I was super bummed to hear that they shut their doors. I really hope that they find some investors and get back in business, because they made some really exciting bikes. And we need exciting bikes. Oh, let me go to eco mode. So that's kind of where I'm at. It's not looking good for electric motorcycles, and I really hope that we can get some cool bikes in the near future. And Zero releases something revolutionary and the most advanced electric motorcycle pretty soon. Maybe next year. Hopefully next year. But until then, I'm just going to keep working on my bike and getting these chargers mounted. So I'll show you guys what we're doing while I wait for the DigiNow pan. So yeah, here's Patrick cutting up the charger plate. He CNC'd the holes so they line up with the mounting points on the frame and the 3 chargers. Then he got some threaded rod and cut them to the right length so we could suspend the plate under the battery. The ground clearance under it is still pretty good, but not on the sides. So I won't be able to lean over quite as much as I will with the DigiNow pan because that one angles in at the bottom, giving you a lot more room on the sides so you won't shoot sparks. Okay, let's see how the chargers fit in there. The fan cables come out the bottom, so for now I'm just thinking I'll use some little spacers represented by pieces of cardboard. I'm not sure if this is going to work with the pan yet, but we'll see. There's a lot of space above the chargers, so I might adjust the plate up a little bit, but it's all just temporary to get the wiring figured out. Which leads me to the inlet panel. So a while back I showed where I'm going to put the new charging ports, just right up here, just 3 of them in a line. I figure there's not going to be a lot of wires because the chargers will be right here, and so it'll keep the weight down and keep the complexity down. I won't have to route cables up through the bike and go somewhere else. And so I'm just going to make a panel that bolts to these and then also bolts to where the passenger pegs were. I ordered some just like carbon fiber plates, and what do you know, this fits perfectly. So I'm going to mock something up out of cardboard first and cut that out and see if it fits. So on that, we'll just sit it like this. Alright, so once I trimmed it all to shape and everything should be right, then I'm going to put it on this and cut this out with the Dremel. Oh yeah. As usual, safety first. I don't really know what this stuff is. It looks like carbon fiber, but it's got some fabric stuff on the back, so I don't know. I'm just going to cut it up and see what it smells like. Alright, moment of truth. Here's the piece. I'm gonna go like this, in here, like that. Yeah. And then I'll just drill some holes, like 3 holes right here, for the little inlets for the charger. Yeah. Actually, Patrick said we could CNC the holes for the inlets to make them perfect. So we'll do that in the near future, and I will finish up this video. So thanks for watching, and hopefully soon all this stuff will be mounted up in the pan, charging at 10 kilowatts.